speech, but I don't know what happened yesterday. I got sick, and things make sense in my head, but after I made the video, it doesn't make sense. A lot of the stuff doesn't make sense. So I'm going to try to make another live. So I feel sorry for the people that have watched my live. I don't know why they watch it. Like usually people don't watch my life like that. When I did something wrong, people watch more. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. um bad bad luck, but after bad luck, there's good luck, right? So hopefully people would watch this more rather than the bad video. Okay, I talk about freedom of speech, and I see the problem in the world. Started off by talking about my country, Indonesia, where there are a lot of demonstration. Um, I remembered my comment in a video that I watched before that Indonesia has freedom of speech, and yes, you can have a lot of freedom of speech. You can criticize the government. You can criticize the leader. But there's a like there's it is also true to say that if you when you criticize a leader to a certain stake, when the stakes are high and you kind of pointed out, there could be there is a culture where shame is something that uh, it probably is not a good idea. Okay, there freedom of speech is protected, but sometimes people go after you if you criticize them, right? And that is also that is true here. But how do I distinguish it with generally, right? I don't want to say that it is worse than other places, but I don't also want to give the impression that it is something that is regular or predictable. It has its own. The people here would have its own attitude about that, and as someone who have lived for a while, I identify this problem as problem that could cause riots, right? And we just watch riots. No, we just watch riots. Like there's recently there are news about riots in Indonesia, and uh, I think it is related to that. Look, internally, if people are accustomed with criticism, there's no need for riot. Okay, if people talk and criticize each other, and people, exchange, even exchanging insult, if you're accustomed to it, it's not gonna lead to riot. Why? Because not all exchanges of insult are like this, but a lot of times the exchanges of insult in within a context of a purpose will become better and better, will yield a better and better result. And it is something that is not accustomed. Now, I identify this as a problem, and also you can see the symptoms in the media, right? If the media, um, if you change the most popular media and they have the similar style of telling the news, I think the concerns of the people, the points of concerns, the main points of concerns of the people are similar, and that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. There supposed to be new kind of people all the time, like guru, Sikh, like a Taoist priest, like a Buddhist monk, and they kind of like actors, and they all doesn't sound the same. In this one, like in mainstream media, right, they all sound similar, except for financial media. They are supposed to sound similar because they are dealing with the similar like points of concern in the financial statement. I don't see how people speak different language, because it's like math, right? You're talking about the power of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1000 is 100, 1000. I think we are talking about the universal language. But when we are talking about politics and freedom of speech and the customization, I don't know how to express this. It's maybe this is the reason why my previous video doesn't make sense, because I don't really master this. But I think it is really important, I think, to say um to say it. So the masterization. Okay, Johan said there are no such thing called free speech. Um, you can explain it. Yes, please do explain it in the chat. Uh, Let me finish my point. Kind of forgot my point now. Um, yeah, you have like monks, priests, different kind of backgrounds, and they all infested in a way into a topic, and there we are not so uniform, and that is a good diversification, and that is a good sign, and that is healthy. But I think the inclination of the world right now, especially when the new generations and the existing generations are so enthralled with social media, they are becoming too uniform. We have to remember again the past, where there are lots of parties in the past, and like in America, I think it's happening as well. There are riots in America as well, and I think it would be solved if people have higher frequencies of discourse. I think through discourse, having not just the same kind of concerns or the same kind of perspective being iterated and popularized, but also like people are just savvy with correcting each other. So the level of savviness is going to help reduce uncontrollable uncontrollable explosion or uncontrollable expression, or violent expression of one's mean, like for example, to in a war, in a demonstration about supporting Palestine versus supporting Israel. um, it it would be better if we have not just two factions, like supporting Israel or supporting Palestine, but also at the same time there are demonstrations about food, there are demonstrations about credit, there's demonstration about West Bank, and demonstration about the Gaza. But that is a very very high, like to have those two not go together is a bit too much to ask. And like that kind of thing going on, and they wouldn't merge into one and become chaos. I don't know how to express this. This is like pretty beyond me, but I think it is pretty important that I deliver this point. I think this is the reason why what I said, like this video is not gonna make a lot of sense, because I don't really get it. I don't really get this one. But I how do I express my high concern? I have a high concern about this, to be honest with you. The president says, and the citizens, that we have freedom of speech, But when it comes to say a bad word about him, we can't. You will get beat up, or even in Tunisia. Well, my thank you for commenting, and I think freedom of speech like that really, or being put in prison, yeah, freedom of speech like that in my country as well. There are ways to put you in prison. Yes, it could be charged as an insult. It could be charged. There are many angles that lawyers can use to sue you, or other people can sue you. Yes, I am aware of that. Um, yeah, and that is the. I think you have helped me. Thank you for that. I forgot what is your name again. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think you've helped me to deliver my point. The improvement of this freedom of speech, because yeah, now it's a spectrum, right? In some countries, you the the leader even say that you don't have the right to speak. You cannot speak against the government. You cannot speak, not like maybe in Tunisia the president still can say there is freedom of speech, but so there are levels. So in other countries absolutely you cannot speak about a religion in public, maybe, or about a particular company maybe that is having a monopoly. So there are levels of that. So if we can improve those levels, that it become more and more free and more free, the situation will be safer. And how do I prove this is, yeah, that's what I'm trying to talk about in this video, but I kept on failing to do that. I should prepare myself better, but it's supposed, in my mind, it's supposed to be easy to be expressed, but when I've tried to talk about it, it's pretty hard. So thank you for your comment, Mr. Let me see, I cannot see, Mr. Johan. All right. um I think that's it for now. uh Thank you for watching, and goodbye.